Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Blessings at Home. Today I'm going to talk about some of our favorite games. So if you're interested in finding some that maybe you've never even heard of before and looking for new games for your family, then stay tuned. So the first game I'm going to talk about is Professor Noggins. This is the only one that we have so far, but I've been looking at getting some of the other ones. But the farm game is really fun. My kiddos have actually learned quite a bit from this. So if you don't know what these are, it's like a trivia game, and it's got different categories and cards. Let's find some hay, horses. Here's the cow, my son's favorite. And comes with a little dice. And you roll the dice, and then whatever number it lands on, someone reads the back of the card. There's easy and there's hard questions. So it coordinates with the number that you roll. An easy one is a 1-year-old female calf called a heifer, a steer, a Holstein, or a cow. And then for the hard one, a cow has to be a mother before it can produce milk, true or false. Or does a cow have 4 stomachs or 1 stomach with 4 compartments? And so then if you answer that right, you get your card, and the next person takes a turn, and then whoever has the most cards at the end of the game wins. So my kiddos have liked that game. Another one that my 6-year-old got for Christmas, not this last Christmas, but the one before, is Guess in 10. He loves animals, and this was just perfect for him. So this one has a bunch of cards in here with animals. These are clue cards also. Here, I'll show. With animals, and so someone is holding the card. There are buzzwords that are like the first initial clues that you give, and then they have 10 questions or 10 chances to ask questions in order to guess what the animal is. So for instance, the bear says mammal, large, and hibernate. And you know, it has to be a yes or no questions. Is it a carnivore? Is it live in America? Is it brown? Is it green? Things like that. And then if they're unable to figure it out, they can draw a clue card, and then that signifies that you can read one of those easier clues, like I love to eat fish. And then there are also other little facts that kids can look at here. So there's all kinds of different animals here. Of course, the more you play it, the more likely you are to guess so much faster because you've learned all of the buzzwords and clues for things. But sometimes we choose different, like our own buzzwords and things, so it's not so obvious now. But it says 6 to 99, but I mean, 4 or 5-year-olds, they could probably easily play this as well. No problem. I think that there are expansion packs for this too that you can get that has even more animals. And then there are a lot of different themes as well in games. This one's just the Animal Planet. So another category of games that we really like are bingo. My kids love bingo. I loved bingo as a kid. This year we are learning the 50 states, or starting the 50 states anyway. So I picked this up. They are really liking this. It has a bunch of state cards, you know, just a typical bingo. And you can play with, let me see. There's all these different clues on the card. So you can play the capital, the state, the nickname, the abbreviation, and like a clue of a state as well. Another bingo that we liked when my 2 were learning their letters and sounds is alphabet bingo. This can also be played in a few different ways, with the sound, the picture, and then just the letter itself. This is all uppercase letters. The boards are really nice quality. They're heavy chipboard, and they're double-sided. The letters are also a heavy chipboard, and they have the picture on the back and the letter on the other side, depending on which way you want to play. This says it's for ages 4 and up. It's by Peaceable Kingdom. I really like their games. They're fun and good quality. Another bingo game that we got this Christmas actually is Family Bingo. This has all kinds of different varieties. Here you've got picture bingo with letters, sight word, animals, and then just a traditional one. And my kids actually really like the traditional one because you call out the letter and the number. And they've been enjoying that. And the boards are also double-sided like the other one. So I will go ahead and link this as well. Okay, so the next category of games I'm gonna go through are like single player, individual, brain thinking games, logic games. Logic games. Use my logic. All right, so one that we've had for a long time is Rush Hour Junior. It comes in this little bag here. It has the game board. All these different little cars. This is your ice cream truck. This is what you're trying to get out of here. So you set up all the cars based on your card. There's different levels of cards. There's easy all the way up to super hard. Easy, medium, hard, and super hard. So here's an example of one of them. So you set up your vehicles just like this, and then you are able to move the cars in that direction, either horizontally or vertically, in order to get your ice cream truck out. And the back has the answers on it. This is great for spatial awareness, great for looking ahead and trying to figure out what the next move should be. And it's really fun. There's also a non-junior version. We don't have that one right now, but this one is great for even my kids now at 9 and 6. Like the super hard ones are good for my oldest. But another game that we really like is Canoodle. I've not actually really played this too much, but my oldest loves this. This is, let me see if I can not dump this out. These little pieces here, and they're all different shapes, kind of like a Tetris game. And this is how to put them in all the way if you haven't solved your problem or solved your puzzle, but that's how you put them in there. So it's got this game booklet, or little booklet, and here's all the different puzzles, and you fill in all the ones that they show, and then whatever's left over, you are trying to put in there properly. And some of the early ones are very, very simple. There's only one or two that are missing, or probably two. I think there's more than one missing. Yeah, there is like one missing to get you going. And then as you get harder, and then as you go along, towards the end here, they have 3-dimensional puzzles as well. Like that. And so on the back of the little case is this other little part where you would stack your pieces 3-dimensionally in the puzzles. So this is a winner. A couple more that we have loved is Dog Crimes. There's also a Cat Crimes version, but this is such a cute game, and it's very, very good for logic, deductive reasoning, and it is a game about which dog committed the crime. There's all kinds of different crimes in here. There are who tore up the pillow, who ate the homework, who pooped on the rug, my children's personal favorite. And there's all these different dogs, and you put them on the stand. And so then you read these cards that have the different puzzles. These again also have different levels. And the crime is listed, who pooped on the rug. So then they give clues such as Pepper and Ace were playing in the yard. So that means that they were not around the table at the time. Daisy was not sitting next to any other dogs. Beans was sitting between Suzette and Cider. Suzette was sitting in front of a tennis ball, Cider was sitting in front of a rawhide, and Beans was sitting in front of a paw print. So you reason out and change things around until all the clues make sense, and then you would turn over the card and see who the guilty dog was that committed the crime. And my kids have loved this game. It's pretty fun. And the pieces are really cute. They're really nice, heavy chipboard, really good quality. Another super, super cute game that, this is my youngest. He loves cow, not my youngest. This is for my 6-year-old. He got this a couple Christmases ago and he has loved it. It is so cute. I highly recommend this game. It is called Smart Farmer. It is also a puzzle logic game. He loves cows, loves farm animals, and this has just been the cutest little game. You have the pasture. You have 3 different fence pieces. So here's your pasture. You have 3 different fence pieces, and these are what you are using to pin your animals in the right places. You have all these cute little animals. There's cows, sheep, horses. Oh, here's a piggy. And then as you progress into harder puzzles, you also have water troughs. So the point of this game, this also has different levels, starter all the way up to master. You set up your pasture like this, and then you have to put your fence pieces in there to lock up the different kinds of animals with their own. So the sheep need to be in a pen by themselves, the pigs need to be in a pen by themselves, and the horses need to be in a pen by themselves. And you just move these around until it works, and then you move on to the next puzzle. And as you get into the harder ones, you also have water troughs, and each pen has to have its own water trough as well. And so this has been super fun, excellent for the brain. It's been one of our favorite games for all of us, really. It's actually fun for me to try to figure out too. But I would say that my 6-year-old is able to do some in the master. So I would say that this is for more, let's see, the age group says 4 to adult. But like I said, I like doing it too. It's kind of fun. Now this is something that I've had since I was a kid, and I know that they have a updated version of this, so I will link that below. I'm not sure how I'm pretty sure it's set up the same, but I'm not sure how, like, what's in the books and things. What this is Discovery Toys Think It Through Tiles. This is mine when I was younger. And it comes with all of these different books. And so what you're actually doing, so you have clues, and then you have to match up the number to the letter. So for instance, this person is washing a window. So what tool would he use to wash a window? You go down to the bottom and say, oh, this looks like something you would wash a window with. So you would put tile number 1 in spot L. And you would continue this. So you shut it, and then you flip it over to see if you have completed the pattern on the bottom here, and if that's right. And then you know that you got everything right. And so these have been, I mean, I played these all the time, and my kids still play them as well. This one's a 1989 version, so I know that's been around for a while. But this version says ages 5 and up, and so I'm not sure what the new version is, but I will link the new version below. So this isn't really a game per se, but it is a puzzle logic activity, and it is snap circuits. My kids love this. My oldest got this when he was 5, and he wasn't able to like follow the directions that great, but I was able to help him, and he's had so much fun with this. This one is just the simple, what is this? Snap Circuits Junior. It has 100 different activities that you can, or 100 different setups that you can make. My kid's favorite one is the flying saucer, where the little fan just who flies up into the air. Another one is the Space Wars. So this makes a lot of noise, like a, what is that game? Asteroids, or is that what it was? You know, lots of little space sounds, and so that's always fun too. But so this comes with like a circuit board and all these different pieces that you hook up. It teaches you about how circuits work, connectivity, all these different ways to do things, switches, sounds, songs, lights, fans. But this booklet has so many things in here. So yeah, it is a lot of fun. And my 6-year-old has just rediscovered this, I guess you can say, and he's really, really good at putting these together and following the directions. So he's had fun with that lately. All right, I've got a few more games here. These are like more family game night games. Well, this one's educational also, so we sometimes play it during school. But it's Some Swamp. We've got this little board game with some little swamp creatures, and it works on addition and subtraction skills and forming an equation so that the kids kind of understand how those look. And my boys have really liked this. This is by Learning Resources, another company that is just great. So it just helps work on those math skills and hone them in and get them more used to addition problems. This is an age-old classic, The Game of Life, the 90s version. The old 90s version. So most people know what this game is, but it is great for money counting, learning how to make change. My kids really enjoy getting to buy their house and hope that they don't end up with the split level or the trailer next to the power plant. So it's always fun to see what we're gonna end up with as we go through life. But this is just, you know, a classic game that a lot of people grew up with playing. Always a fun game. All right, the last board game that I have, we have had for a very long time. I think there's a newer version of this out as well, but we have the ancient, oh golly, I don't know, 1970s version of this. Some friends of ours introduced us to this game. He grew up with this, and we had it before we even had kids, and we loved it. So I've introduced my boys to this a couple years ago, and they have a lot of fun with it as well. It's called a farming game, and I'll flip the camera around here to show you. But there's a board game with all kinds of different farms, and it takes you a year. The board goes all the way around a year of farming. So spring harvest, winter you can't purchase anything because there's not a lot of farming to do in the winter. There's no harvesting and selling and crops in the winter, so you are able to buy your supplies and things like that. So it actually teaches the kids what a so-called life in a farmer in a year would kind of look like. And then it also goes into when you make a harvest, you also have farming costs, expenses. So you get your profit, but then you have to take all of the expenses out for spraying your fruit, or the hay crop wasn't great because you had a drought, or your tractor needs maintenancing, or if you don't have a harvester, then things like that happen. Or you also have cows. My husband likes to be the cattle baron if he can manage that. And so there are summer leases and things like that you can purchase. You have to have the option to buy that, and then you're able to buy those. And there's also taxes, and if you have a bunch of cows, you might have to slaughter them because of a livestock problem. So it really is quite extensive of a game, and it's really fun. My kids love it. It also, my oldest likes to be the banker, so he's really learning how to calculate things in his head like that on bigger bills. It has been pretty fun, and we always, this was what our friends used to do also, but we would record who won the game and how much money they made, or how much money they had at the end of the game, just to kind of for fun. And so we've got games dating back 2013 in here. Oh, there's also natural disasters. Mount St. Helens erupts as well. So you can tell this is an old game. And lastly, these aren't like games per se, but they are fun. And I just introduced my boys to these, and they have loved these. They think they are a riot. They are Mad Libs. Most of us grew up with these as well. And it's great for learning parts of speech, nouns, adjectives, verbs, plural nouns, all of these things. Basically, you are just, someone is asking the cues here, adjectives and things like that. So you're writing them down as somebody gives you those. Then you read the story, and it usually turns out to be pretty hilarious. Of course, my boys always have to add poop in there because they are boys. And it is actually pretty funny. I will say that. So yeah, that is it for our favorite games, educational, just fun things to play as a family. And I hope that you guys got some new ideas. Maybe you've seen some games that you've never heard of before that you'd like to check out. Like I said, I'll try to link everything down below. Let me know in the comments what some of your favorite games are. We really, really like the logic games. If there's any other logic games that you have played that are some of your kids' favorite games to do. Thanks for joining me today. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed this video. Thanks again for watching. Bye.